think Justin Gaethje is the #1 most entertaining fighter all the time in any promotion, in all the sport, in combat sport. I don't think anyone is going to be like him. I don't think anybody in the future will be like him. I think he's one of a kind. Who's a guy, Division One All-American, choose to create car crashes inside the octagon, and he created, to destroy his opponent's organ, their liver, their face. We see what he did to the last two opponents. He disfigured them.
Is the goal with Justin? He goes on, puts another show. Is he next for Islam or another one of your guys?
Listen, Justin Gaethje, the UFC have a plan, obviously, right? Justin Gaethje is on top of that plan. Justin Gaethje go out there healthy, get a knockout like I expected him to do, and I think he fight Islam next. Listen, Charles have his shot 2 times. He fought 1 time and he pulled out 1 time. It's just Islam need more names on his resume, and I believe Justin Gaethje is his toughest fight right now. He can wrestle, he can strike, he can do everything, and I think this is the biggest fight right now. This is a fight where I've not seen it. Islam will fight anybody. Doesn't really matter. He doesn't choose fights, but I think Justin Gaethje, rightfully, he destroyed Fazif. He went out there and knocked out Dustin Poirier. No, who does that? Devastating hit, first round, second round KO. And I believe, Max is a great fighter, but I believe Max is the next victim. He's the next victim for sure.
Is it you've obviously had, Justin included, your own fighters fighting each other? Is it hard for you if Justin fights Islam, or does it just come with the territory at this point?
It's come with the territory, listen, Henry fought Marlon, Kamaru fought Gilbert, Khabib fought, there's nobody closer to me than Khabib in the sport. And I'm just going to be fair. Like I said, if somebody I'm training with them, I can train with them, no problem. I'm a martial artist, right? But if a fight night, I will not be there. I prefer not to be in an arena. But it is what it is. If they need to fight, they're gonna fight. Justin's been with me actually more than everybody, 12 years, one of the longest guys on my roster. He's a great guy. And, if they fight, Habib I was calling him one time, calling Islam one time, Justin one time. I was being so fair, and I think I earned a lot of respect from even Habib's side to be so fair to everybody. And it's always going to be like that. Justin Gaethje is a great kid. I love him. He have a great parents. I love them too. Islam is like a brother to me. It's like I see this kid grow in front of my eyes in the last 11 years. It's just a competition. And listen, they both go inside the cage, and I have no decision to make. What if the best man is going to win on this night?
You mentioned Khabib. A lot of people will say that Justin and Max they're not the main event, but they're the people's main event that night. The fans wanted it, and I know you said Khabib is done. Did the UFC, did anybody try to reach out to try to get him on that card to fight someone?
No, this is completely false. And even if they ask me to call Khabib, I'm not even gonna call Khabib. I'm not gonna call Khabib. I'm not gonna call Khabib to fight. The guy's done. His legacy moved on to other people like Islam, like Usman, like Umar, like Gaethje, like his team. Who's a guy created an opportunities for all those guys who are coming up. He created an opportunity himself with myself. He brought up the whole team, and now he's just creating an opportunity for the other people. That's what he's doing right now.
So he is a special one that the UFC knows not to ask, that he is not coming back. A lot of fighters retire just to come back. Khabib 100% is done.
Listen, Dana tried for years, but then I understand now. I think Khabib retired early too. I agree with Dana, but this is, was his father's situation, the trauma he went through, the promises he made. And honestly, now at this point, I don't want to see Khabib come back, man. He undefeated on top. He's the greatest of all the time. I agree with Dana White on everything. This one, I don't agree with him on nothing because, he's the greatest. He's the GOAT. There's a reason why he's the GOAT. I have my own reasons, and I can explain it to you if you want. Why Khabib is the GOAT. Barry Bond, his steal is not in the Hall of Fame. His number said he's in the Hall of Fame without mentioning names. But Vali Bond was cheating. Khabib never cheated. Lost one round in whole career, over 100 rounds. He fought, never been dropped, never have a bloody eye, never have a bloody nose. The man has never been touched. Other guys that people think they're the GOAT, they did everything else. And they cannot, not one thing, they've been dropped, they lost round, they lost split decisions. They got tested positive for some substance a couple times. Khabib never did that. And this is why he's the GOAT.
A big debut next week in the UFC, Kayla Harrison. You've been talking, up Kayla's legacy for a long time. What should we expect in her UFC debut at UFC 300?
I think Kayla, a fighter should have at least opened the main card, But I think she's gonna get a lot of viewership from ESPN. The UFC plays guys, and they're really good with that. But she's a box office. I believe Justin Gaethje is a box office. Listen, Jamal is a great fighter. The other guy, the light heavyweight champ. The people, the real main event is Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje versus Coca-Cola bottle doesn't really matter. Justin Gaethje is box office. He's the biggest star on the card. Who's the people coming to see? They're not coming to see anyone else. This is who they're coming to see. And everybody waiting for Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison, you know what's crazy? I see all these other 135-pounder. Oh, they talking about her weight. They want her not to make weight so bad because they know when a tornado comes, you can't stop it. She gonna be a tornado, and she's gonna smash everybody in this division. Nobody have a chance. I promise you that. She make weight healthy, she recover. Nobody have a chance. Listen, now everybody's getting tested. She's clean. They clean. You understand? Her only loss, she lost a girl. She was not tested, And now everybody's being tested by the new UFC program, right? Now it's a playing field. I'm telling you something. He's one of a kind. It will never be other Kayla Harrison. And a female fighter, I believe her legacy is gonna live on for a long, long time. That is the most important, next week. Next week she has to go out there and deliver impressively, and I'm sure she will.
Do you think there are a lot of fights to be made, but there's also fighters that would want to fight her. Do you think Kayla goes and puts on a show that, Amanda Nunes or somebody like that, or potentially Cyborg can come back? There's a lot of big fights that they can make with Kayla.
Cyborg didn't want this fight, brother. Cyborg, she could have had this fight many times. She don't want that. Cyborg, wish her the best of luck. She's fighting in Bellator now, and she got to do her thing there. Kayla Harrison now, she's a PFL champion two-time Olympic champion, world champion. She become a UFC champion. Her resume, nobody will even touch her resume in combat sport, all combat sport, right? And listen, she's an amazing human being. She's an inspiration to a lot of people. And I'm gonna tell you something. She's gonna use the UFC platform to really do a lot of great things.